Jediah was a blessed, beautiful, and loved child. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has love. You can close your eyes and pray that he come back, or you can open your eyes or you can open your eyes and see all he left. Your heart can be empty because you cannot see him, or you can be full of the love you share. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him only that he's gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what he will want. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on.
Thank you, Evie.
This this come together was not for, you know, an entertaining like show or anything like that. It was, I say the word entertaining, but it was mainly just for people to come together and actually just talk and commune and tell stories and like share stories. That's it. That's all it was for. So I really, this is your time to just say a memory, because that's this whole time is just for us to talk about Jedi. That's it. No sermon, no anything like that. Just the stories and the things that you remember, to have a chance to share them like with each other, because that's important, to be able to say the things um, that meant a lot to you. Maybe you could say something that moved you, something that inspired you, or something that made you laugh, because he was hilarious, So I would love to hear all of the funny and the annoying. I also, some of the people that couldn't be here, friends of Jediah, have written things to put into the urn that we're gonna send off. So maybe I'll read a couple that wanted to have them read.
Shanna, did a young man want to read something?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, hey everybody, my name is Ryan, and this is my letter to Jedi. I still remember the first memory review. When I was younger, I used to play with your belly button because I thought it was a toy. So all I did all day was press it. Yeah, I remember the second time when I was with MJ and you, we went fishing. We caught absolutely nothing, but it was still fun. And I remember the second time when I was in Dad's car, I was 8, and I lied about wetting the seat and blading on Jedi, actually. So, but what I'm trying to say is that I loved hanging out with you. Every single time I was with you was just amazing. And when we're all in heaven, hope we can make more memories with you.
Amen.
Osito is teddy bear in Spanish. And I called him Osito. It was name. It's a wonderful name that I am so grateful for Shana, my son, for giving him to us for so long. Jedediah touched so many hearts, so many lives. my little cousin, his little cousin, Maya, wrote a story. I can't find the story. I'm so nervous. She found, she said that he was so cool when he would go to the family gatherings that we would have. And he said the cat, she has a cat, and the cat will hiss at the other kids because they were so mean to the cat. But when Jediah touched him, the cat was so nice and calm. Jediah was such an influence to so many people. He always had fun at all our gatherings and meetings. That day, he would always call and ask how his little brothers were doing. He would say, how the boys doing? You guys was kind of baby. He just so thoughtful kid. And I'm so glad that we had him for the time that we did. We sure gonna miss him. We sure gonna miss him. We sure gonna miss him. And I just, like I said before, I just pray that we all be there when he opens his eyes in the new resurrection. And we're gonna pray for his parents, my son and Shannon, that they can stay strong and that God would embrace them and lead them. Because this is hard. I know it is. I love you guys. I love you guys and all the people that show love and goodness to you.
I have dozens, but I'll go for the really short ones. I'm sure all of us have many stories with him. But let's see.
Their mom wants to hear.
Oh yeah, okay. So we were in first grade, and we were always getting up to a lot of trouble. We would always like steal candy from teachers, do different stuff like that. And this one time, I remember we were in aftercare. We spent a lot of time in aftercare together, and we would like trade Pokemon cards and Beyblades and stuff like that. And he would always give me his hand-me-downs, like stuff he didn't want anymore. But sometimes he would give me stuff that he really did treasure. And he would give me stuff that he held close to his heart because I was his friend. And he would do that for all of his friends. He would give stuff that he just wanted to share with others. I remember this one time in aftercare, one of our teachers, Mr. Lamar, he had like a bowl of candy. And I remember we ran up to it and we grabbed some candy and we sprinted off out the gym and like down the hallway. And the two of us were giggling the whole time as we did it. And so as we ran down the hallway, we ran into the bathroom, and I remember us both hiding in one stall together. And we were just trading candy and laughing with each other as we hid in the stall. And Mr. Lamar, he eventually comes in, he sees both of us in the stall. He's like, what are y'all two doing in there together? And so I think some people may have thought he was a bad influence on me, and they thought I couldn't discern right from wrong. But then and there, I knew who Jediah was. I knew that even though he got up to mischievous acts, even though he did a lot of stuff that would be considered like bad, he always did it for other people. He would never steal candy for himself. He would always steal candy and then pass it to others. He wanted other people to join in on the joy that he would share. He wanted other people to be there on that journey with him. And so that's only one of many, many stories I have with Jediah. But yeah, that's just the one I wanted to share because that shows what his character truly was. It shows that he truly was a selfless individual who didn't do stuff purely for himself. He always did stuff for others. And while he would, sometimes take my lunch from time to time, he would always give back much, much more in the companionship and the friendship that he would share. So yeah, that was a short thing I had to say about it.
Thank you.
To a little bit to what Aiden said, me and Jedi would rampage his lunchbox all the time.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and but my short story is one time in 7th grade, we were in Miss A's classroom for English, and he opened up a package of kale that you had bought him. Like, I think the morning prior, maybe the day before, and the whole classroom smelled like the package. Like it smelled like kale and like it's just really nasty. And we had to like leave the classroom for like 15 minutes to like let it air out. We opened up like all the windows and everything, and yeah. But it's just like I'm really gonna miss it a lot.
I have two stories that I wanted to share. I didn't share them last time because there was SVA staff there. So, one of them was
Nobody worried about that.
one of them was we were in the dorm one time and I had to take out my twists because I was gonna get my hair redone the next day. And I was in the bathroom struggling, whatever, because it's a long process to do black hair. And he came in and he had his locked up and he was like, I was planning to comb out my dreads anyway, so let me come do this with you. So we spent like 6 hours, like it was just because we were just bonding and everything, just 6-ish hours like in the bathroom playing music, laughing. At that point, like I brought chairs, like we were like eating snacks, doing a bunch of stuff, and it was just a really good time. I mean, until the dean walked in and we had to explain like what we were doing. But eventually we just went to our rooms, came back and kept going. We didn't really care. And that was a good memory. Another one was a little bit worse. I was like, we were playing around, running around outside, whatever, and my shoelaces from like a couple of my pairs of shoes got messed up. They were like nasty and disgusting. And I wanted to wash them and everything so I could wear them the next day. And I told Jedi about it just like as a joke. I was just like, let's go take the dean's key and just open the laundry room so we can get in there and do what we need to do. And he was like, no, you're crazy, whatever. And then 15 minutes later, we were just sitting in his room. We were bored. So he was like, you know what? Let's do it. So we came up with the whole plan with like 15 guys. And we had like 5 of them distract the dean. The other 5 were on watch all throughout the dorm just to get the key and open the door and wash my shoelaces. So I mean, it just goes to show how much he genuinely cared and everything, and how much fun he had along the way as well. So it was never a dull moment.
Thank you.
Best friend. And back in 2003, I told her that I'm pregnant. And she said, I am too. So we shared pregnancy stories together. I remember feeling Jediah move in her belly and just getting to know what he was like inside. And I delivered early, which is another story, but Jediah came out a healthy 10-pound plus, 10-pound plus baby boy. I don't think I was there on day 1, but maybe on day 2. I remember Jean was there. There was a pool inside of the house. Jean was there. Shay was there. And I remember just getting to know him and bringing my son along to meet Jediah. So I'm known to ramble a lot and jump around, so just go with me. So our sons, they weren't the best of friends, but definitely during the younger years they played together and they shared a special bond. Just that connection between Shay and I and being the same age. And when they had options to do their own thing, they kind of did their own thing, but when they came together, they definitely felt a special bond. And one of the things I remember is I was babysitting one time Jediah was over, and I always felt a little bit uncomfortable because I thought that Jediah was just on point with his exercise and his food, and I was like, I don't have all the stuff he needs. And then I was like, recently I asked Manasa, I was like, well, what are his favorite foods? And he named like bread, like, he did? He likes bread? And like all this stuff that I had, but I guess he was sneaky about obtaining them. So, my heart goes out to Shay, Gene, all the family, and his friends, and my son, and I feel a loss here. You know, think about the 18 plus years from the very beginning. That's all I gotta say right now.
Thank you.
So, I have two stories with Jediah. He attended grades 3 through 8 with my daughter, and we went on many field trips. And I've always known Mom to be a healthy eater. I've never seen Jediah eat anything unhealthy. And so our 8th grade trip, we went up to Pennsylvania to Camelback, and for our 8th grade trip. And on our way back, we stopped to get food. And I got my food, I'm on the bus, and everyone's loading. And I turned around, and Jediah and I, eyes connected. And there's Jediah with fried chicken. And I freaked out because I have vegan family, and I know that if you've not eaten meat, you can have reaction. And I looked at him, I freaked out. I said, Jediah, are you supposed to be eating that? And he says, yeah, I eat it sometimes. And I gave him that look. I said, are you sure? And he says, yes, yes. I said, okay, I don't believe you, but okay. And I cannot forget that because, you know, we're just both so surprised. And 8th grade, TA's graduation, I had not seen him since graduation, 8th grade graduation. And there I am walking across the lawn with my chairs. And this tall, handsome young man walks up to me. And it's Jediah. And I said, Jediah, where the hell have you been? And because I'm always asking my daughter for him. A little side story, I wanted her to reach out to him and ask him to escort her to the prom. And she said, Mom, that's weird. And I said, it doesn't have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, Jayla. And so that didn't happen. And so here he comes up and he greets me with this big hug. And we're hugging. And I said, where have you been? I've been asking Jayla for you. I didn't tell him about the prom story. And he said, well, after graduation, I went to Spencerville and it didn't work out there. And I went to SVA and it didn't work out there for me either. And I went to BMA. And I didn't know what BMA was. I honestly thought it was a school for difficult kids. I did. And he said, that's where I needed to be. It really did what I needed for it to do for me. And we hugged and I said, I'm so happy for you. And I said, look how tall you've gotten. Remember, Jayla was the tallest one in the class. And he said, yeah. And I said, I see Malachi, I can't believe. And you know, he said how tall Malachi was. And as we departed, I begged him, I said, Jediah, please, I'm begging you. Keep in touch with Jayla, please. And he said, I promise you I will. And didn't know that would be our last time. So I'm so sorry for your loss. I feel like a part of me is gone as well, even though I hadn't seen him in 4 years. But I'm so sorry for your loss. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one day we all went to the beach, and then after we were really hungry, so a bunch of us went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we had all already ordered our food, and then Jedi asked me for the keys to the car. I was like, okay. So he took the keys, He went out, and then he came back into the restaurant with a jug of iced tea in his hand and a jug of lemonade in the other hand. And we were like, what? Like, this is a restaurant. What are you doing? And then it was so funny. And he just poured himself a glass, and he didn't even listen to us, and he just drank his glass. And then the rest of us ended up pouring glasses for ourselves. And we were just like, wow, this was actually a really good idea. That just makes me laugh every time.
I actually never knew Jedi really as an individual. I knew him as this amazing family unit. I'm Shay's former dance teacher at the University of Maryland, and we've become friends since. And I just remember these boys grew up in our dance department as Shay was bringing them every year to sit outside classes to do their homework, dragging them to rehearsals and concerts and crazy events she would be doing that we would show up at. And I just remember these two boys and this mom who was like tough love mom, eagle mom, and sometimes we would be in the middle of a dance class, have to run out into the hallway to discipline them. But as the years went by, these boys would just get taller and taller, more and more creative, more and more brilliant, and haven't seen you and Jedi in a long time, and just incredible blossoming of beauty and the testament to the parents and the mom who's poured her love into this family. And a mother should not have to lose their son, and a brother should not have to lose their brother, and a father. And my heart goes out to the family, and stay together. You guys have an amazing bond, and we are here supporting you. And Jedi, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful
Can you
boy.
take a picture of the
Man.
hole? Can you take a picture of the hole?
Don't put it in.
Take a deep breath. I'm here with you, sir. See you soon. Por favor. Me lo cuidan. Porque es el primer nieto mío. Claro. Gracias.
Wait. So, I'm gonna prolong this because there was a few writings that wanted to be read before they were put into the urn.
Sí. ¿Cuánto tiempo necesito? ¿Está bien eso? Salvadoreños son mi gente.
I'm gonna read it. Some of these I think were meant to just be put in the urn, but I'm just gonna read them because I don't remember who. So if I violated somebody, I'm sorry. Yo, Jedi, I want to start off by thanking you for the person you've been in my life. I know we had 3 short years together, but I wouldn't give it away for anything. Thank you for being an older brother when I couldn't stand up for myself, teaching me things when I didn't have a father, and showing unconditional love, the Jedi way. I have learned a lot from you, so I will never forget our memories. I appreciate all the laughs and moments we shared together back at SVA, where you taught me how to make fun of others, dance, kiss, and not care of others' people's judgments. I love you, bro, forever. Miguel Valdez. Dear Jedi, I have no words. All I can come up with is this sucks so bad. I never wanted this to be how we said goodbye. I wanted to see you grow up, see you graduate, and see you get married and have a family. I did too. Your passing, although it still doesn't feel real, has shown me just how necessary it is to say I love you to those around me. I never got the chance to say it to you, but how I wish I would have. I can't believe I'll never get to say it now. Never in my life. How I wanted Jesus to come back more than now. I hope that your heart was in the right place and that mine is too, so that we are able to see each other very soon. Right now, nothing matters more than seeing you again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't text you more, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you in the same way you were there for me. I want to live in the way you did. I want to make people laugh and be an example to others. While I still can't figure out why God took my angel, I'm sure he has a reason. Although I may not understand it now, I hope that it becomes clear to me and that you are in a better place than you were. I'm always praying for your mom, MJ, and the rest of your family. I love you, Jedi, please. Rest in peace. See you soon, Jessica. Galapagos. Here, you do it. Jedi, I shouldn't be needing to write this right now. I should be looking you in your face and telling you this with your contagious smile and positive, goofy personality. I miss you, man. I miss us talking about life and you always giving me advice that I never listened to. I miss you being so happy when we got our matching blankets because you'd be so cold at night. I miss you being so grateful when I gave you my old AirPods. I miss us saving up money to buy things for our room with our Rainbow Loom bracelet brand. I miss us screaming at night and waking up the whole hall. I miss you getting our power cut and staying up till 1 in the morning doing vocab cards. I miss you stealing all my food because you always got the munchies. I miss stealing your big containers of mandarins because they're one of my favorite fruits. I wish I never had to miss this. I wish you were still here and we could continue doing these things. You didn't deserve any of this, my angel. You were my brother and the only person who saw me for me. You understood me and were so kind. It's been hard with you. Life keeps throwing obstacles that are so hard for me to overcome. I wish I could talk to you about it right now because you would never judge me. My last happy memory with you was at the end of the year handshake. I found out you weren't coming back. Senior year, I hugged you and cried and you laughed. You were never into that sad stuff. I hugged you and said goodbye, not knowing that I would be saying goodbye forever. I want you to know that I love you so much, and I know I haven't been the greatest friend to you, especially this past year, but you have always been a great friend to me, and I'm grateful for that. I love you forever, Jedi. Never forget that. JJ. Dear Jedi, I don't even know where to begin. I have things to thank you for that you don't even know. You were just like that. You helped me. You helped people without even knowing. I remember you walking in English our sophomore year, and you sat behind me. There could never be a day that you wouldn't pull my hair. I remember you pulled it so hard one time and left me a little bump. Haha. You felt so bad and you hugged me and said sorry. One of my favorite things to remember is when I got you what I got you for Secret Santa. Everyone was so curious to know who I got, but I never told anyone because I didn't want anyone to go and snitch to you. I went to class early and I put the gift on the desk and you were like, who gave me this? I didn't look back or nothing, but you asked a few people that were there. And when you asked me, I just laughed because your face looked so funny. You were like, thank you, and gave me a hug and you showed it off to the class. I remember you used to walk past me in the hall and you used to throw those crusty slides at me, but you always missed. Haha, loser. Junior year, it was a rough year for me, but somehow people like you made everything better. You used to walk in music appreciation, and if you didn't pull my hair, you would slide my chair and rock it backwards like you were about to flip me. You always made me laugh, but not just me, everyone. You used to always crush on my mom. Haha. I still have the bracelet that you gave me. I found it so funny how you were like, Sherlyn, do you want a bracelet with all your Mexican colors? I said, sure, you liar. You never told me I had to pay for it. when you gave it to. It's okay, I forgive you. I paid you anyways. I hope that all the great memories that you left here with us, you share with the other angels in heaven, because you are one great angel that God taken away from us. Until then, Jedi. Shirley Ramos. And then, Manusal. I didn't write you the dumb little note that the class was writing to one another during Sold, but you had written one. They were simple words since we still were strangers, but we had one thing in common, a mutual friend. Where it all started throughout the year, you had developed this habit of you always mocking my laugh, and sometimes I would laugh quietly so that you didn't mock me, but you still found a way to always make me laugh the way I do. To simply just mock, but laugh some more. You never made me feel bad, you just had given me more attention, which I didn't need, but it was funny. Mommy misses you too. She said if she could switch off all 4 of her kids, she would have replaced them starting with you, then Wilson, Jake, and Marlon. Anyways, you'll never read this, but one day you will wake up to the sound of our Heavenly Savior, and once you finish rejoicing with your family, I'll laugh so much that when you turn around, I could hear you mock me again and forever. I miss you and living life to the fullest until we meet again for our eternal life. Monkey, Abby. The story from Maya. Maya, cousin? Said that when she brought our new cat Carson to Vineland, to one of our family Thanksgiving get-togethers, all the kids were swarming around Carson, which made him angry. That's why he hissed at them. But when Jedi went to pet him, that cat allowed him to do it and didn't hiss at Jedi at all. I read that hissing is done when the cat feels victimized, antagonized, or threatened in some way. Clearly Carson felt comfortable with Jediah. This picky cat had never met him before, but was at ease with him. He wasn't that much older than Maya, 4 years or so. She was kind of scared of Jediah, and then because he was so cool, when she was little, she always felt that teenagers were cool. And to her, he certainly was the coolest. As she got older, she wasn't scared of him anymore and remembers playing Monopoly with him at one of the family gatherings in Vineland. Jedi, I'm so honored to have known you. You're truly one of the funniest, sweetest, and most down-to-earth person I knew. I'll never forget biology sophomore year when you would have your mood swings with me and I would call you my mood swing bio partner. I remember you would steal my glasses and make me laugh. I remember you visiting me at work in the sophomore English room and taking selfies on my phone and just chilling with me. Now junior year was so much fun being quarantined with you and just having a good laugh at lunch or any interaction we had. I still remember seeing you walk to class with your backpack in the front looking like you're pregnant as a joke. I'm truly grateful to have known you. You brought so much joy to many people's lives. You should see how many people you have impacted is actually incredible. Even though we did not have senior year together, I'm so thankful we kept in touch. Rest in peace. Jedi, I cannot wait to see you again with so much love in my heart, Gigi. I've been putting it off for a while, but I guess it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for all the memories you gave in one short year. I always have you in my mind when I'm playing ping pong or baseball. Thank you for all the enthusiasm you had when we played ping pong, because it would make my day so much better. I'll never forget our last night together where we reminisced about the good and bad of our school year. Thank you for our final laughs together on that night when you showed me that video and we couldn't stop dying laughing. Until we meet again, sleep well. I love you, Jedi. Nathan.
One story, 2 stories. Well, there's many stories, but if you knew Jedi, he was a very free-spirited, confident, and very caring. I always looked up to him, and I remember at this marriage thing for our cousins, our distant relatives. They were blasting music, and I was very awkward. And Jedi was willing to make me comfortable, and he told me to come up and dance with him. So I did, and he was just good at getting me out of my comfort zone. And another thing that I can remember is he was just becoming a good older brother to me, and maturing. he would always ask me to go to the gym with him to work out, and I'd always put it off because I don't know. I just want to stay in my room, but I regret it, and I can't take back the time that I missed. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for me and my mom in the house because he's what made it bearable and made it fun. So he was talking to his friends about shortly right before this. He was talking about this subject of him passing. He said he doesn't want us to be sad. He wants us to celebrate. Not so, but like, if you know what I mean. Yeah, he doesn't want us to be sad. He wants us to be happy and remember all the fun things we did with Jedi. So I implore you to try not to be down, but instead use this to motivate you and have a positive outlook on life. And yeah.
I couldn't be mad at him almost for anything, because what he had was like the ability to completely like throw this crazy smile in my face anytime I try to reprimand him for something, and he would just like cock to the side and just like squeal. He'd be like, ah! and I would try to say, Jedi, I'm trying to ask you if you would please go back and like it wouldn't let, but it's like I couldn't be mad at him. Like he always made it hilarious, and then he would what made that okay was because I couldn't help but laugh. I'd be upset, but then I'd have to laugh. So I couldn't be completely upset, but he was always the balance of working on himself. So that was the thing, like, he was always on a journey to be a better person. So he was constantly sitting so well in his passing as he just became a man. He was ready, you know, to go for it. And the way him and his brother would, Manasa would always just be like killing it in the house with the dancing and the antics and the going crazy. If any of you have seen any of the montages, there's one, I don't know if I posted it, but some people saw it, where they're just going buck wild, dancing in the living room. And they would do that. He would just dive on my bed. He'd run into my room when I'm trying to study or do work on a computer, and he'd just dive into my bed and do like a dive roll or roll on the floor or scoots out the doorway, jump in front of my mirror, and like, I mean, it was just non-stop, you know, just comedy with him, and just and light in the house, and both, and he, soon at, you know, him and Manasa, then you see Manasa running in Copycat, and then both of them would be in my room with this, like, the type of light that you can't, is brighter than any light bulb. It's brighter than any light bulb. And that is what I'm gonna miss the most, because that was the greatest joy in my life, and there is no joy that could ever be like brighter than seeing those two together shining the way that they did. But you know, another thing, the passions and thing that he loved was like the things that he did in the community, and whoever was at the service, who was at the celebration, knew, saw ping pong, and they saw lion dancing, and Ton, do you have any story you want to say? He loved Ton. Him and Manasa loved Ton. Like, Ton was, he was one of the musicians in the line dancing. If you saw him, he was playing, what were you playing, the cymbals or the?
Cymbals.
He was playing cymbals.
I remember I think it was 8 years ago when you first came down to join our group, and your kids were so small. And then I think it was about 5 years ago when they got a little bit taller, Eddie and I, the drummer, we're kind of macho, so.
God, this hurts. This hurts so bad, and there are no words. Help us through this. Guide us through this. Be our light. Show us the way forward. Help us to know how to go on living. Help us to honor the extreme, invaluable gift that you have given us in Jediah. It's our prayer in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen.